Curious about the unique traditions of the Himba tribe? Today, we'll take you on an unforgettable journey into their fascinating culture, where the way they welcome visitors might just leave you speechless. Join me as we uncover the beauty, mystery, and traditions of this incredible tribe, only on Eagle Discovery. The Himba people, guardians of ancient traditions. In Namibia's vast desert, the Himba people have preserved their unique way of life for centuries. This semi-nomadic tribe, with a population of about 50,000, lives in the remote Kaokoland region, maintaining traditions that captivate visitors. A striking feature of the Himba women is their red ochre-covered skin and hair. This paste, ogize, made from animal fat and red clay, protects them from the desert sun and insects, symbolizing the life force in land. Their hairstyles and jewelry also reveal their social status, showing whether they are single, married, or mothers. Water is precious in the desert, so Himba women use smoke baths instead of bathing, burning herbs like omutjiza to cleanse their bodies. This ritual, combined with otjize, is essential to their health. Cattle are central to Himba life, representing food, wealth, and social status. In marriage, they are exchanged as dowries, strengthening family ties. When the land becomes too dry, the Himba move with their livestock, living in temporary kraals arranged in circles to protect their herds. Spiritual practices and sacred fires. The Himba's spirituality is deeply connected to their ancestors. In the heart of their villages, a sacred fire burns, serving as a link between the living and the spirits of their forebears. This fire never dies, and offerings made to it are believed to bring guidance and protection from the ancestors, a practice that ties their past to the present in a meaningful way. Life in the desert is tough, and the Himba face mounting difficulties from extended droughts and the growing influence of modern culture. Despite this, they've adapted by developing water-saving techniques, like digging terraces in dry riverbeds to capture rainwater. Though semi-nomadic, always moving with their herds, the Himba hold fast to their traditions, adapting without losing their cultural identity. Namibia's history is etched in stone, quite literally, through its ancient rock art. While the Himba offer a glimpse into modern tribal life, the San People, one of the world's oldest cultures, left behind rock art that speaks of their beliefs and connection to nature. At Twyfelfontein, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, carvings up to 25,000 years old reveal sacred animals and spiritual figures, hinting at the rich cultural narratives of the past. The famous White Lady painting on Brandberg Mountain is another ancient wonder. Likely a male shaman, this figure, drawn in red ochre and white clay, exemplifies the San People's deep connection to nature. However, time, erosion, and human activity are putting these masterpieces at risk. Namibia is working to preserve them, but the question remains, will these ancient stories survive for future generations? The awe-inspiring Etosha National Park. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the dusty landscape, imagine yourself seated near a waterhole. The iconic salt pan of Etosha stretches endlessly before you. Everything is still, the silence almost tangible. And then, it happens. A low rumble in the distance. The ground seems to vibrate as a herd of elephants slowly approaches to quench their thirst. Just as the light begins to fade, a shadow moves in the distance. It's a lion, slipping out from the darkness, powerful, graceful, and awe-inspiring. These are the moments that define Etosha. In this dry, almost otherworldly terrain, life thrives around the few precious water sources. You'll find zebras, springboks, and wildebeests grazing under the vast Namibian skies, and if you're lucky, you might catch sight of a black rhino, an animal whose survival here is a triumph of Namibia's remarkable conservation efforts. But Etosha is just one part of the story. Namibia itself is a shining example of how humans and nature can coexist. It's the first African country to ingrain environmental protection in its constitution. This wasn't just a gesture, it was a commitment to protecting the future. a pledge to conservation. Namibia's success rests largely on a groundbreaking idea: community conservancies. This innovative model empowers local communities to protect the wildlife around them. It's not just about saving animals like the black rhino and cheetah. It's about creating sustainable livelihoods for the people who share these wild spaces. Against all odds, Namibia has done what many other countries only dream of: reviving species that are teetering on the edge of extinction. When you stand in this vast wilderness, it's impossible not to feel the impact of these conservation efforts. It's about more than just saving a few animals. It's about ensuring that future generations will still be able to stand in awe of nature's wonders. Imagine a world without the black rhino. It's hard to fathom. But thanks to Namibia's dedication, that fear is held at bay. This kind of commitment makes us all ask ourselves, can we live in harmony with nature? And how can we take what Namibia has done and apply it elsewhere, to places where the balance between life and destruction is equally fragile? Among the ancient lands. As I wandered among the towering rock formations, I felt as if I'd been transported back in time to an era when Namibia was a place of lush forests and flowing rivers. The dry desert we see today felt like a distant memory. All around me, ancient petroglyphs were etched into the rocks, silent stories from the first inhabitants of this land. These carvings have stood the test of time, waiting patiently for those of us willing to listen. Each symbol, every engraving, adds to the mystery of this place. Namibia is a land of stark contrasts, a place where ancient history and modern conservation efforts come together in a story that's still unfolding. The Skeleton Coast, a graveyard of shipwrecks. The Skeleton Coast, a name that stirs up images of mystery and danger. This desolate stretch of Atlantic shoreline feels like the very edge of the world. It's one of the harshest, most unforgiving places on the planet. Yet there's something hauntingly beautiful about it. As I walked along the sands, the only sound was the rhythmic crashing of waves against the rusted skeletons of old shipwrecks. These ships, long-stranded, are eerie reminders of treacherous seas, where thick fog, icy currents, and unrelenting winds have claimed countless lives over the centuries. But despite its graveyard-like appearance, the Skeleton Coast is teeming with life. Sea lions bask lazily on the shore, their playful barks breaking the stillness. Further inland, desert elephants and black rhinos wander the rugged terrain, living proof that nature finds a way to survive, even in the most extreme environments. Seeing life thrive in such harsh conditions is humbling. It's a powerful reminder of nature's resilience. One of the most awe-inspiring sights here is the Organ Pipes, a stunning geological formation that's been around for 120 million years. These massive dolerite columns rise from the earth like a giant's forgotten organ pipes, some standing as tall as 5 meters. Standing in their shadow, you can't help but marvel at the raw power of time and nature. The iconic Namib Desert, a timeless wonder. Leaving behind the mysteries of the Skeleton Coast, we head into the heart of one of the world's most iconic landscapes, the Namib Desert. Whispered to be the oldest desert on Earth, it has endured for over 55 million years, stretching across 1,600 kilometers of Namibia's coastline. But this desert is far more than just a vast expanse of sand. It's a living monument to the passage of time. Picture yourself at the foot of Dune 45, an enormous crimson sand dune towering nearly 170 meters into the sky. At sunrise or sunset, the colors shift in a mesmerizing display, from deep oranges to soft golds, as if the desert itself is alive, breathing with the light. It's a place where time seems to slow down, and the vastness of nature takes your breath away. Namibia's unique towns, Swakopmund and Solitaire. Amidst the wild and rugged landscape, Namibia's towns are as fascinating as the desert itself. Each feels like a world of its own. Swakopmund, perched on the Atlantic coast, blends old-world charm with modern flair. This town, founded in the late 19th century by German colonists, feels like a little piece of Europe nestled in Africa. Its pastel-colored buildings, with their peaked roofs, line the streets, offering glimpses of history. Landmarks like the Hohenzollern House and the old train station-turned-hotel stand as silent witnesses to a bygone era. But Swakopmund is far from being stuck in the past. This coastal town pulses with energy. German bakeries sit next to bustling African markets, filling the air with the scent of freshly baked pretzels and sizzling African braai. It's a cultural blend like no other, creating an atmosphere that's both laid back and lively. For those seeking adventure, Swakopmund is the perfect playground. Sandboard down the giant dunes of the Namib Desert, feel the rush of adrenaline as you race across the sands, or take the leap, literally, and skydive from the sky, taking in breathtaking views of both desert and ocean. The mix of thrill and serenity is what makes this place unforgettable. After the excitement of Swakopmund, the road leads deeper into the desert, to a place even more remote. Solitaire. This tiny outpost feels like something from another time, or even another world. Rusting cars, half buried in the sand, dot the landscape, giving it a post-apocalyptic feel. In the heart of this quiet settlement is a little bakery, famous for its legendary apple bread. Travelers from all corners of the globe stop here to enjoy this simple yet delicious treat in the stillness of the desert. Solitaire may be isolated, but it's a place of resilience, a testament to survival in one of the planet's most extreme environments. Etosha's mysterious transformation. Etosha National Park is a land of raw beauty, spanning over 22,000 square kilometers. At its core is the vast Etosha Pond, a salt flat that, during the dry season, resembles a barren, moon-like landscape. But when the rains come, this desolate plain transforms into a shallow lake, drawing thousands of flamingos whose vibrant pink feathers light up the water. It's an incredible sight. Where once there was dust, now life flourishes. The heart of Etosha lies in its waterholes, vital lifelines that sustain animals during the dry months. Elephants gather in herds, while lions watch nearby. Rhinos, giraffes, and antelopes also find refuge here, making this a dynamic and delicate dance of survival. Every part of this ecosystem is in perfect balance, as nature plays out its timeless story. From Etosha, the journey continues to Namib National Park, where the massive red dunes of the Namib Desert await. The oryx and other creatures have adapted perfectly to this striking, ever-changing landscape. The Welwitschia mirabilis, some over 1,000 years old, symbolizes the resilience of life in the desert, enduring, adapting, and thriving in the harshest of conditions. Dead Vlei, a valley frozen in time. Dead Vlei, deep in the Namib Desert, feels like another world. This dry lake bed surrounded by towering red dunes is a surreal landscape of cracked white earth and ancient acacia trees that have stood for nearly 900 years. These trees, now black and twisted, are preserved in time, standing against the backdrop of a brilliant blue sky. It's a scene so dreamlike, visitors often say it feels like stepping into a painting. Close to Namibia's desert plains lies an awe-inspiring sight, the petrified forest of Tweefontein. Imagine trees that once stood tall, now frozen in time, turned to stone by nature itself. Over 300 million years ago, floods washed these ancient trees away, and now they rest beneath the earth, transformed into fossils. Some of these stone trees stretch over 90 feet long, with their details so well preserved, it's as if you could still trace their growth rings. As I wandered through this forest of stone, I felt a sense of timelessness. What stories could these ancient trees tell? What mysteries remain hidden in this otherworldly landscape? Here, past and present seem to intertwine, waiting for curious souls to explore. Namibia, a land where time stands still. Namibia is a place unlike any other, shaped by extremes in both geography and history. Situated in the southwest of Africa, Namibia is bordered by Angola, Zambia, Botswana, and South Africa, with the Atlantic Ocean forming its western edge. The coastline feels untouched by human hands, offering a sense of serenity. But it's not just the landscapes that make Namibia special. It's the feeling of stepping into a place where time has paused. Namibia's history, marked by colonization and the fight for independence, is woven into the very fabric of its people. On March 21, 1990, Namibia achieved independence, marking the end of oppression and the beginning of a new era. Though the scars of its past are still visible, Namibia has risen from them, united and determined to build a future filled with possibility. The people of Namibia, a rich cultural tapestry in a vast land. Namibia is vast, over 320,000 square miles, but only about 2.5 million people call this land home. That's roughly 3 people for every square mile, making Namibia one of the least populated places on Earth. It's a land where nature rules, where you can wander for miles with nothing but the wind and wildlife as your companions. But despite its sparse population, Namibia is rich in culture. With more than 11 different ethnic groups, each with their own traditions, the cultural diversity here is astounding. The Himba people, with their red ochre skin and intricate hairstyles, are perhaps the most iconic, living in harmony with the land as they have for centuries. Their unique appearance is more than just a style. It's a connection to their ancestors and the natural world. Then there are the Herero, known for their bright Victorian-style dresses, a reflection of their colonial past. And the San people, who are thought to be the original inhabitants of this land, have lived here for thousands of years, in tune with the rhythm of nature. Traveling through Namibia, it's easy to feel the deep connection between its people and the land. In a place where so few people live, the silence speaks volumes. It's here, in the vastness of the desert and the plains, that you can truly appreciate the richness of Namibia's cultural heritage. Balancing prosperity and hardships. Despite its natural beauty and resources, Namibia faces a tough balancing act between wealth and struggle. Beneath its stunning landscapes, the country holds vast riches, diamonds, uranium, and more, hidden beneath the surface. Namibia, as one of the world's leading uranium producers, plays a crucial role in powering the globe's energy needs. Mining is the lifeblood of the economy, providing jobs and driving development. Yet, there's a shadow side to this story. While cities like Windhoek showcase modern progress, many Namibians, especially in rural areas, continue to face deep poverty. The legacy of apartheid still lingers, creating stark contrasts between urban wealth and rural hardship. Along Namibia's coastline, another story emerges. The powerful Benguela Current, teeming with marine life, sustains the country's fishing industry. In Walvis Bay, fishing boats return loaded with sardines and hake, feeding both the local population and markets far beyond Namibia's borders. But this vital industry is under threat. Overfishing and the ever-growing impact of climate change are taking their toll on these rich waters. And the changes aren't just in the ocean. They're hitting the land too. The Namib Desert's breathtaking vastness hides a harsh reality. Water, always a precious resource in Namibia, is becoming even scarcer as climate change leads to more frequent and intense droughts. For a nation where agriculture still plays a big role in the economy, these shifting sands represent an uncertain future. The question is, can Namibia, with its deep reliance on the land, weather this growing challenge? What will Namibia show you? Its beauty, challenges, or something deeper? The journey is yours to discover. If you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe for more adventures. Let us know in the comments which country we should explore next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.